cannabis for neurodegeneration. CBD, THC. This is the whole reason that I got into cannabis in the first place. My grandmother had Parkinson's, and I wish I had known more about what I know now to have helped her. Because the thing about CBD and THC is they help new brain cells to grow, and they protect the brain cells that are there. So it doesn't matter which neurodegenerative disorder you're talking about, whether it be Alzheimer's or Parkinson's or MS or any of the others, you should be taking cannabis. Certainly CBD and small amounts of THC if you're scared of psychoactive effects. So let me share the advice that I give to my family members when they ask me or close friends of the family, or when I do consultation sessions with people. The thing to do is make a promise to take CBD for 3 months straight. So often you hear people take it for a week or two and they don't see much symptom change and they don't feel much change in their cognitive abilities, and they think, well, it's not working. It's not supposed to work that fast. Growing new brain cells is not a fast process, and it wasn't even a process that we knew could happen up until 20 years ago. We thought the brain always had the same number of brain cells. It turns out that the classic psychedelics and the cannabinoids can help new brain cells to grow. This is especially important in these diseases where brain cells are dying. And so, take it for 3 months. It can take that long for the new connections to form and for it to really start to help. The way to start taking it is by taking just 5 to 10 milligrams of CBD for a couple of days. Make sure it agrees with your system. Get a full spectrum hemp extract, because inside that will be small amounts of THC. And it's often referred to as ultra low doses of THC. Ultra low doses of THC are still quite effective for pain, for neuroprotection. You can look up the studies I collected at cvresearch.info. I made that site, and they have a list of ultra low THC studies. And it's amazing what small amounts of THC can do. Combine that with a whole bunch of CBD, and you're really starting to get somewhere. So as always, start low and go slow, but do not be afraid to go high and fly. People with neurodegeneration should be taking at least 20 milligrams of CBD a day. And if you can afford it, I would recommend 50 to 100 milligrams a day. Because when they're doing studies on this stuff, patients are often taking 300 to 600 to 1,000 milligrams of isolated CBD per day. Luckily, CBD in a hemp extract tends to work better, but still 50 or 100 milligrams is where you're really starting to get somewhere. And the side effects to watch out for are pretty mild. It might keep you up at night. It might make you sleepy, surprisingly. It might cause a little bit of gut discomfort. If any of those things happen, dial back the amounts till they don't happen. And just keep going up and looking for that sweet spot to where your purse can afford it and your body feels okay with it. But I would suggest that 100 milligrams a day is a great investment in your future. And I know I said make the promise for 3 months, but this is a rest of the lifetime kind of thing. And as far as medications go, the amount of science on how neuroprotective the cannabinoids are, you should be taking these the rest of your life, just like the other medications you're taking to keep back the flow. So once you've gotten used to the CBD and you found that sweet spot, it might have been helping with your symptoms already. It can help with all kinds of different symptoms. Everybody's different. Everybody's neurodegeneration is different, but you can find symptom relief for things like sleep and pain and tremor control. There's a big connection between the endocannabinoid system and the dopamine system, which is involved in Parkinson's. There's also a big connection with the endorphin opioid system that controls pain. So you can often see benefits there. So once you've gotten to a good, healthy level of CBD that works for you, keep at that level and just stay with it. Luckily, tolerance doesn't develop to most of the effects of CBD, and you can just keep taking the same level forever and keep reaping the same benefits. But after that, give THC a try. THC might be even stronger at causing new brain cell growth, though, we're not exactly sure on any of this, but it seems like it might be the stronger ingredient. And to take the amount of THC that's not going to disrupt your day each day can be a really good thing. I recommend gummies from a place like Plus CBD because you can take 2.5 milligrams of THC. For most people, that's not enough for you to have any kind of strong psychoactive effect. Probably that's an unnoticeable amount. And if it is going to be noticeable, it won't be very much. The nice part about low doses of THC is, in a gummy, is that they can last for hours that way. And that's a big benefit. Then maybe you take half a gummy with your breakfast in the morning, half a gummy with your lunch, and another one before bed, maybe a whole one before bed to help you sleep. But to spread out your milligrams of THC across the day to help have a sustained effect of THC for your pain control, for your mental balance, for the tremors, you can find a combination of THC and CBD that help with your symptoms and also help with the anxiety of what's going on here. It's an anxiety causing situation, and CBD is excellent with anxiety. THC is good with anxiety if you take low amounts of it. Of course, too much THC can cause anxiety. So the thing to do, especially with elderly folks, is when you're experimenting with THC, go up very, very slowly and be very, very cautious about how much you're giving, because if you give too much, they might reject it and then never take it again. And it's too bad, because this can do a lot of help. The other thing to know is if someone does take too much THC and is starting to have more of a psychoactive effect than they're comfortable with and they're really not liking it, give them a whole bunch of CBD. CBD is like a ripcord of a parachute. It can very quickly lower the negative anxiety effects of too much THC. I would recommend actually a vape pen if you have one around, because a vape pen is a very, very quick way to get CBD into your system. So there are some of my advice and observations on how to use THC and CBD for neurodegeneration. Feel free to reach out to me, lex@whitewhalecreations.com, for more information, or book a session with me at my site at whitewhalecreations.com. But most of all, if you have anybody in your life, get this information in front of them. It's a shame about how powerful the cannabinoids are for neurodegeneration, how much science is there, and clinical science to go with the anecdotes of people to confirm we should really be giving this a try for the people that we love.